Alright, so I found this other path, this like dog path for the other group that's, you know, next door to us. They all have their houses there. This used to be pristine woods before that development ended up doing their thing. And before this was where I live. Cool thing is I just stopped right in front of a miniature version of the, or a larger natural version of the miniature one I have in front of my door. Cedar tree. Small. But they're like this. But here's the bigger version that fell down, sadly, behind me. So what you'll see is something like this, and there was a section here that got all dug up near this path that they put through here, which I like it, but at the same time, you know, oh, there's a blue jay again. I start the video and then like, blue jay. But these are these cedar trees. You don't usually see them around. I love, they're in sinking ponds, but oh, there's another one that fell over there. You can see it through the woods. This is that one, so wait, trying to get my bearings here. Yep, that whole thing right there. There's another one that fell over. Scraped the bottoms off of some of the other ones. But this is how they grow. They don't really, they're like a combo of a pine and a tree. They have roots, but they don't go deep into the ground like some other trees, like say your maple or your oak. But they do have some, so they're not as topply necessarily as a pine tree, but they do definitely, if they get off-rooted and off-center, see, it's really kind of thick, which is sad. But it's really cool looking through here now that I've been kind of in a little bit. It reminds me of the Adirondacks, really does, when we used to go as kids. So I'm going to take you on this journey with me. I have no idea where this path goes. Like I said, I've only been here a little bit. I do like the path in this section here, so you're not like offsetting and running into poison ivy or whatnot, you know. So yeah, there's another one, the small one that kind of went down. There is the fence supposedly over somewhere over here. Oh, that's why it curves, because this is the this is the offshoot that I was talking about before. And actually, I don't think we'll see where this goes. See, there's another one right here. They're just very, very, they can grow pretty big, but they rot. They're very, very softwood, but don't really, not a lot of places, well, not, I mean these ones, these older ones. The cedar that you would normally use in a cedar chest, yeah, there's no way I can get through there. If I want, well, I could, but I don't really feel like traipsing. Yeah, see, there's another offset one here. Goes there, there's another one back in there. There's a couple right here. You know, and then also the fact that we had that really, like, and look at this is so cool. Look at this. Just all these soft needles. That's what the ground is. But also it doesn't help with the new developments and stuff, so it changes the ecosystem of the woods. And so I do miss running around and walking around my uncle's woods. But after he passed and all the things happened, never get around time to doing any of that. Let's see if I can go before the bend and go the other direction real quick. See, for this fill that they put down here, they bring in other fill. So let's see here. This is kind of cool because there's different kinds of moss growing on the ground. It's very, very faint. Oh, that's not moss at all. Well, yeah, I guess it is, but it looks dry. Oh yeah, it's drying out. That's right. That's why a lot of these are toppling over, because we haven't had a lot of moisture to keep the roots going. We will be in the next couple days, though. But this is about where that cliff face is, where I was on the other side. Let's get up and around here. I love these cedar. These are the cedar trees that, when they're in good, healthy condition, subtle or supple, you end up getting soft, smooshy. Oh, this is cool. Look at all the moss here. It's like a cool little nature thing. You end up getting, look at that. Woo. And this is interesting too. Oh, no way. This can't be part of that. Oh my god, the ground's so smushy. Kind of freaks me out a little bit. Alright, what's really weird is that there's a section that goes down here, but you really have to, like, oh my god, like, it's kind of creepy. Someone has hunted up here or something. Yep, someone shot something up here. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be hunting anything, even in the town. This is protected property, but this is wild property. That's why. That saddens me. But that's why, because look, on the other side, oh, of course, there's your thing. On the other side of this, I don't know if you can see it, that's a path that leads right up this cliff face. And there's a little small thing, but that's only a deer path, or, well, what one would say, because the gradient would be a mountain goat path, because there's no way. But that shows you the big peaks, because the top of it's over there. That's where kind of I was on the other side, and then this is the valley, and then you go out from there. But this is the gradient that my one friend showed me when we were at Knox Park the one time. It's freaking bizarre and craziness. These are all serious. Ooh. I mean, it just makes you wonder how old and what was here way, way, way before us, back in Lewis and Clark in the Native American times. I mean, they knew all about this land. They knew how sacred it was. I mean, eventually I was hoping to get down there, but there's no freaking way. This is way too steep still. And the path goes off the other direction, off that way, of course, because, of course, you know, you gotta go around the cliff face. But this is all marked by ancient cedars. And that looks like a dangerous tree that's about to fall. But these are all, like, off the edge. Living off the edge, these ones. And now, that saddens me with that. Oh, there's oak, because there's some oak over here. I don't like the fact that this was there. Not at all. But they can't anymore. There's no way they can. Because there's too many people walking back through here now with their dogs. Now granted, in the winter, maybe, if they were, you know, nobody really back here, that property, our property, whatever property, nobody's like making sure it's being watched or anything. It's not being like, there's no cops making sure that you're 100% on your side or on the other side, or where do you live and all the things. We get people dumping in our garbages all the time, because you know, our group doesn't have that's a different kind of a plant. Our group doesn't have, I'm gonna put that in my pocket just for right now. Oh, wrong one, other one. So, what's interesting too are some of these plants, they're dying out now. I don't know if they were sprayed or what, but they're definitely not what I think people thought they were. They're not cow parsnip or hogsweed. I know that for a fact. I know exactly what that is. But this looks like a little teepee was supposed to be over here. DP. Oh my god, these red. I don't even know. Like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I don't know if you can see, but see those? Okay, there you go. See that? Those pine cones? Oh, these are even getting, but they need that. I looked up in my book, and it is 100% cedar. Not 100% sure which one. It's more or less white cedar, I think, or eastern cedar. I think it's eastern cedar. I don't even know. But they weren't necessarily, they're native to here, but there's subspecies that were also planted and brought in. Reminds me of my backyard in South Street, where it was all the old stuff. Now we're trying to get out of the cedar. See, and this is where it's fun, because this is where, if you went into science class in school, you knew about the different layouts of the trees and all the different habitats. This is cedar, and then you come into a different one, depending on how the sun comes through. And you get just some other, just regular pine, you get some regular, like, I don't even know where that is, maples and different things. It all depends on what is growing and how damp it is. There's like a mini cedar little groove right there. I have not seen a cedar forest in a very long time. Last cedar anything I knew was down by yeah, see, these are all different. These are not cedar, because you'll know a cedar when it looks more like pine. I mean, I guess it is kind of ish, but it definitely looks different, because you can tell. And then that's more red. You can see the red. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but oh, there's a serious cliff face over there. I don't know if you can see this. I'm gonna try to angle the camera. Oh yeah, but over there, complete sheer rock face. And there's a pond over here, because you can hear the frogs. Bullfrog. It's like right here in the ferns. Like I was saying, I don't know if you can hear them. I mean, it's nice to forge a new path through the woods. Don't get me wrong. Here's that Jurassic Park fern that I talk about. Oh yeah, stagnant as fuck. Can you see it? Where is it? Oh, there it is up there. I wonder if I can get up there. I might be able to get over on this side a little bit better. Yeah, these are more. Yeah, these are not pine. Okay, well, birch and maple. Oh, silver maple. These are silver maple. You can tell by the silver patterning also in the bark. Now you can tell because some of these. See how these are leaf? These? That's not your cedar. Your cedar's your different one. See that bark? That's not your average cedar bark. Your cedar bark is more like those down there. See those red through the trees? That kind of red, I don't know if you can see it over there a little bit. That's your cedar. All right, now let me get up on this hill here. Snake! Ooh! Ooh, what are you? Can't tell what you are. You are tan. Can't get him. I don't know if you can see the tan. He's definitely a Snaky Wakey. I didn't even see him. Sorry, Snaky Wakey. Oh, I can't see your markings. You're definitely not like the black one that was up by my place, but it's kind of, I like to look at it just to see. I don't know if you can see. I can't. Oh, he's gonna move. He's kind of got a ribbon thing going on. Go on. I'm kind of going that way too, so just be careful there, Snakey Wakey. Kind of also gonna want to watch where he goes. I want to kind of get to a spot here. Where'd you go? He'll probably slither away from me, which is good, because that's what I want. Alright, so I'm going to get up on this hill. You can already, oh my god, you can see it. Look at that green. This is a cool little, yeah, this is birch. I used to have some of those in my house, on my house. Then you didn't really see much. Oh, sorry, froggies. Sorry, froggies. So anyways, I'm just gonna kind of go over here a little bit. I gotcha. Don't worry, I'm not. See all that stagnantness? Now there's an interesting, this is like a path, but not a path. Not very humanly traversed, but definitely other dimensions, if you know what I mean. This is really kind of cool. There's a little small, I don't know if it's a turtle or a frog, peeping its head out. Because of course they gotta have their heads up. There's one right there too. Prime for, see the one pond that we have up by our place is not like this, doesn't have all the duckweed in it. All that green, that's duckweed, by the way. Frogs and stuff like to eat on it, which is fine, that works. Actually, oh, that's the Jurassic Park stuff. Let me just try to take a video. And pictures. But I didn't know how far their development was back here. So that's really actually kind of cool. This would be another cool little place to just kind of sit and do some, I love the ground is really good. If the ground's decent enough, to do some videos and some, because that's the rest of the path over there. Like, this is the stuff that I love. That's a maple. Sugar maple. I mean, there's silver maples, there's sugar maples. I don't specifically know the difference 100% between the two. That one you would have to go, well, not hit things, to a botanist. But the other cool thing about walking around here in pristine, raw forest is you get rocks like this. They're freaking huge. I took a picture of some the other day. That basically, I gotta watch my footing, so hold on. If I don't talk much, I want to make sure I don't step on that snake. Because when you go off path, you gotta watch for poison ivy and stuff like that. The snakes like to sunbathe, so they're pretty much, they'll make noise before you hit them, because they're like, oh, wait, I'm right here. Don't step on me, type of a thing. And I've noticed a lot of this soft, subtle, okay, there we go. Okay. You also have to have good ankles to do this stuff too. The moss is kind of dry now, so, but anyways, oh, Junko. Hi, Junko. Junkos are very friendly birds. You'll get a lot of this stuff, which is shale, or, and then you get this stuff that's off of here. But this stuff gets really sharp, and it splinters, and this is what a lot of the Native Americans made their arrowheads out of. A lot of this type stuff. I usually like just put it off to the side, kind of, if I can, so nobody gets hurt. But stuff like that, or well, shale's a little bit. Shale, sleet, or sleet, yeah, sleet. What was the other one that I learned about when I was at the dig? Oh, I can't think right now. Chert. That's a lot of it's like the precursor to the arrowheads. With the old flint. That's what I'm looking for. Flint. Type stuff. It's all mainly the same type sedimentary rocks. Now, this is what happens. So they don't want people falling off this sheer cliff face. So they put these in here for the walkers on the path. They took the fallen down logs and they're like, nope, don't go this way because you will fall down the cliff face. This is what I meant before, the different types of rocks and the stones, because this was geologically during the big boulders that you'll get is during the Ice Age. The ice, like carved sheets. Actually, the Ice Age is what made this valley right now. The ice made this severe sheet, and then this was like back then you could come from this section right here, this bluff, to the other bluff across the way. No problem. You just walk right across and be fine. Now you're like, poof, you die. But like stuff like this. Look at that. It's all like, I don't even know what this is. Hopefully it's not severe spider web or anything crazy, but I like to put things back where they came from too. But it's got like rain divots in it. I don't know if you can kind of see. You can't really see. Let's see if I can get it in this one. It's got definitely different little stuff from weathering. But here, ooh, chibi monkey. Alright, so this is not as bad as the other one over on the other side, but it's still, because there's loose ground, you have to walk on your toes and make sure you have good grip. You have what is, yeah, this is not as severely a drop off of the other one. It's getting better, but you would walk down that way to get down to the creek, unless this is down a little bit, and then further over is the one. But going up the hill, I'm actually at a lower, over there is actually the top of the cliff. So the further down we go, the lower the terrain's going. And oddly enough, it looks almost like, yeah, that's a hill right there. Oh my god, it's getting higher on that side. Yeah. Because I'd say about 2 more stories higher than this face right here where I'm standing. At least 1 story higher is where that cliff stops. So if you were over there and you're looking down over here, holy crap. I mean, it would explain why Lois and Clark took forever to try to get around. They needed a Native American to help. Because there's no way they'd be able to be like, wait, how do I get down from here? And they go forever and a day to try to get to lower terrain based off of their maps. But if they didn't really know, see, and then you get this stuff too. Just like clay, but it's like hardened clay, which turns into like rock. It's like solid. So it's actually quite interesting how all this stuff. I love that stuff in school, so that's why I know a lot about it. And I also got a lot of information from my uncles. And I just ate it all up. Just my thing. So now it winds its way around. Because you can see right there, it's the other part of the path. So it definitely does not go any further down. So I will have to try to do off-roading in a little bit when I get back to the regular thing. To try to figure out where that other fence goes, because that fence has nothing to do with this. I mean, in the long run, maybe it does, but, oh, that's where I was going to try to see if I could get off. Move over here. So you always got to make sure you're watching for sounds. I don't know if these are black walnuts or what. That doesn't make any sense. Shouldn't be a black walnut tree. Not out here. I keep getting hit on my ankle. Whatever bug's trying to eat me on my ankle. But that's the other thing. When you get like that, you can't jerk your feet up or anything. Oh, well, that's a little bit faster over there. And this is really, really dry. because we haven't had any rain, all this moss is just kicked up. It needs, because there's so much sun coming through now, and it's just dried it right up like that. And usually with that, that's when it starts fires and things real quick. But that's why the ground is, there's no, you can't, it'll come out from underneath you if you're not careful. It'll kick up. I'm trying to get a good view of this over here, kind of on. Okay, that's, you can tell with how you place your feet and what you're on, what ground you're on. Alright, yeah, so this is actually the creek bed. Alright, so that's actually kind of cool. So I'm definitely a lot closer to it than I was when I started. As you can see right there. And down there, I'd like to get down there at some point, because that's just my shit. Wade in the pools and look at the crayfish, and that's what I love to do. And everybody's like, well, why didn't you? Ooh, see, now if I wasn't freaking watching myself, you would not be able to notice. But this is a fence. This is a piece of a fence right here. That's underneath, and it was originally in this tree. Now, if I wasn't super careful and watching where I'm going, that would have sucked. But apparently, like I said, that's part of the old fence. That looks like it was part of barbed wire too. So whoever owned this property originally must have put some kind of, and we're back, see, now on the cliff face, we're back into the red cedar again. See, okay, so that's where you weren't, in that little section where there was more sun. Now where there's more cedar, because the cedar trees have gone up, this is all cedar again. And that's where you're also finding more of these thicker tree bows and things. This is also where you don't find as much something's down there. I can hear it go ding. But there's all probably deer and such things. There's some mold or mushroom thing. So if I'm not watching the camera that much, that's why, because I'm watching where I'm walking. There's a little acorn that was eaten. So I like to use this in my dominant hand. My left hand I like to grip just off the counter, my balance. But just whoever had this property before must have put up some fencing, but that was before that side of the cliff face started to go, which, you know, erosion's part of everything. It's how you get through things. It is what it is. Oh wow, was that deep water? Oh, the water just got super deep. I don't know if you can see it, but it's super deep. Like, the camera doesn't do it justice. Like, it's super freaking thick and deep now, and I can't get to because it's too dangerous to get anywhere closer to it. There's a couple little things here, but then further in, like right in the middle, well, I guess it's not really that deep. It's just the illusion of the sun hitting the water. I was gonna say, there's no way. But then again, we are in a section that goes. Alright, I'm gonna go this way a little bit more on the bluff here, but not too much because it's getting buggy in here. I want to kind of get back to how that stuff goes down the hill before it gets dark, which I still got a while, but oh yeah, wow, okay, cool. And actually that side of the face it's a little bit down and then up. So there's a section here, and then go a little bit further in the woods and it gently goes up instead of the cliff face that it had on the other side. So it really, really is fascinating where it just, wherever the glacier decided to go and how fast it decided to go is all about how it cut through the actual earth. Cute little stone. Oh, okay, anyways. Sometimes you can find fossils back here. I found a prehistoric what the fuck is it called? Dagger, I guess. That you would put on the end of a spear. So it's the blade of a spear, prehistoric spear. Well, I don't know if it's prehistoric, but it's basically from the tribes of the Native Americans that were in this area before the, oh, it does keep going, I guess. Keep going, see how far it goes back. I don't know how much property they have here. Well, that's interesting too. Before the Iroquois decided to kill them outright and assume their property. Now, everybody's like, oh, the Iroquois were friendly, peaceful people. Well, if you're really looking at the back of the Iroquois people, they were also, like their kin, hey, searching for, property, and it's like sprinkling, which means there's sap dripping. That means there's slightly sap. Now, that's the other thing about this, but okay. So it's kind of cool. Some cedar trees tend to drip sap. Now you can tell that it's a little bit more moisture over here because the moss is actually a little bit more vibrant green. It's not so dried out. But that's because in that patch you can tell the difference between the two. This is the fresh life-giving moss, and that's the dying off moss. But you can also see where the tributary comes in from the side over there and comes in, and that's where you're also getting things. Now, when the geographic aspects of the land do these cool, like this is a point now because this cuts in over here, sharp decline, that cuts in over there, sharp decline, and it makes a triangle. And triangles are very, very holy, very energy vibrant places. And there's also more of that. Like you could tell that some of the glacier kind of, like the big glaciers came through over there, and then you'd have like this little kind of tributary that came out through here. And then of course you've got this whole entire opening over here, which completely makes it so there's no trees at all here, which offset a lot of the growth here, which causes this to be a little bit different. And you also want to look for natural land formations like what I'm in right now. Actually, would I be right here in the middle, of course, when the sun's out, which is tree, tree, and tree. It's a triangle. It's a triangle within a triangle, which is really, really cool. That means, oh, and rightfully so, a three tree growth, which is kind of cool. So this means the Native Americans would view this section, even though it's very weird to step on, as very sacred. Ooh, you can see more over here. All right, ooh, smushy, smushy, smushy. So here's the little section down there. Really, really cool. And I know this is going on a half an hour video, and I will cut it off in a minute and then start a new one. But then that kind of goes down there, and then you got lots of other stuff. And you can tell on this side, see, this is not the sheer face that I saw before. You know, I gotta watch it on this side. See, there's more fresh moss there. It's all hidden. But you can see on that side, there's a little bit of shale, but you can see in the wall face where there are pockets of shale. And that right there is like a cutout of a time capsule, because that is how we figure out. Actually, you can see more on that bluff right there. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. That's a cut right into the, let's see if I can get up here to show you guys a little bit more. Can you see it through there? Oh yeah, you can, for sure. See, these trees are come out of the bottom side of the cliff where they're eroding And the tree will be fine, but then the bottom side of the cliff will come off and show you some old shit. And that's where you can find some fossils, some good shit. But over here with the high terrain, you're not going to be able to do that. Alright, so, anyways, I'm going to get back on the path for a second, and I'm going to start this video again. And we're going to go into video number 2. Alright, here we go. And we're going to go off to the south section. Over here. Whoop, ouch, foot pain. You do get a lot of cut. I'm going to put more brush over here. Alright, because I definitely needed the offshoot to go out here, so it was a natural occurring offshoot, so they built it back up. Alright, I will talk to you in a minute. Bye.